Hey guys, how's it going? It's Douglas here at Dropboy Productions, and today we're going to be doing a vlog. It's been a while since we've done one because usually there's not too much stuff to go and do around here. Haven't really been to too many concerts as of recent, of course. But today we have something very special we're going to pick up. A piece for the Ghostface collection that I honestly never thought we would have. I haven't seen any of these come up for sale in the past couple of years, and even when they did come up for sale, kind of pricey because they're big, heavy items. Nobody wants to deal with trying to ship these. Quite expensive to get shipped, and I guess it's still going to cost me a good bit in gas to go pick this up. But what we're going to pick up today, guys, if you couldn't tell by the title and thumbnail, we're going to pick up a Ghostface Animatronic. Now, I just was recently on the coast, was sculpting some masks, hanging out with my good friends Gavin and Dylan, and came back home. As soon as I got back home, just like with the pink tagged Fantastic, got home, was unpacking my bags, checked Marketplace. Wow, check this out. Someone was selling, it looks like their entire home haunt. They have a garage full of stuff. They have totes and totes and totes full of Halloween stuff. A remake Jason, remake Freddy, a couple of other Gemmy Animatronics, and of course Ghostface. Ghostface is the main one I'm wanting here, and I don't really have a lot of money to play with to try and get the full lot, but if I can talk them down on price, I may try to get everything. So this may be more than just the animatronic, but at the moment we have negotiated a deal just for the Ghostface alone because of course that's the key piece I really need. And yeah, you guys seem to enjoy these vlogs when I was doing them back in October, so I guess we'll turn this one into a vlog and hopefully we end up with more, because if we get all this stuff, this could be a really cool video looking through these totes. There's no telling what's in there. I guess the only way to find out is to go check it out in person. I have not cleared with them trying to film at their house or at their location. I may ask them if they're okay, if we work out a deal, if I can just film some stuff in the garage, but after that I'll pack everything up, take it over to Gavin's, and we'll take a look at everything. If we get everything, if not, it'll be just the Ghostface Animatronic, and I may go get a tattoo. So let's go ahead and dive in, guys.
Two hours later.
Well guys, I didn't record a whole lot of just driving, I guess, because there's almost no point. I know some people like the aesthetic, but it's also just kind of filler for a video for the most part. But we are about to pull up here, and by we I mean me. I am alone, it's just me. So it's just me. I'm about to pull up to where the animatronic is and get it picked up. I don't know if I'll be able to negotiate anything for the entire lot or not, but I can't quite afford their asking price for everything. But I at least will be going home with Ghostface. So I'm really excited about this, guys. Of course, this is something I really probably never would have got otherwise, just because no one really sells them. You never see them pop up. When they do, they're quite expensive because of the shipping. So this is probably one of my only opportunities to get one of these. And with it being a find that happened in Mississippi, that's even better. Very seldom am I able to find anything like this for the collection in Mississippi, but I was able to find that other Gemmy inflatable, that thing back in October, northern Mississippi, and now I found the full animatronic in southern Mississippi. So really great finds, and let's go ahead and check it out.
3 hours later.
I hope this thing is working. If you guys are hearing me, it means it is working. For whatever reason, the GoPro just keeps cutting off after about 10-15 seconds of filming. It may have just overheated from sitting in the truck, but here's the update on the situation. Got some good news, got some bad news. As you can probably already tell, there's nothing about a tattoo in here. And the reason why is because right after I quit recording, I went into the tattoo shop, got my tattoo. They already had the stencil made and everything else. It was a little bit larger than I'd liked, so had it sized down. We got it placed, got the placement right, everything else ready to go. And then Gavin wanted to run to Walmart real quick. So we went to go run to Walmart. We took his vehicle since my truck is currently full of animatronics and other stuff. And got to Walmart, got our stuff, went to head back, and unfortunately on the way back to the shop, his vehicle overheated, broke down on the side of the road, had to deal with that for I think maybe an hour, maybe a little bit more. Ended up having to get Dylan, which is the tattoo artist that was gonna do this for me. Dylan came and picked us up, took us back to the shop, and he had like pretty much no time to get the tattoo done in between then and an actual appointment that he had. since what I was doing was essentially just a walk-in. I didn't want to rush it, didn't want to put him on that kind of a time limit, didn't want to rush the tattoo in general. and I myself kind of need to go ahead and get back home so I can get to editing this video for you all. So yeah, no tattoo, and unfortunately spent a majority of the time just kind of sitting on the side of the road bullshitting with Gavin, but at least I was in good company, and we're gonna go ahead, get back to the house, and we'll go ahead and unload these animatronics. I'll get them set up, show you guys them working, what they look like, and some of the other goodies that I scored on this trip. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you've been enjoying the video so far, and I'll see you here in the end. Hey there guys, I finally made it home. I've got everything unloaded, everything's in the house, and I'm ready to go ahead and start going through it and showing you guys what I picked up. I want to say first of all, thank you guys for joining me for this vlog. I really love doing this kind of content. It's the most fun because I guess it's more than just look at the things that came to my house in the mail. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this as much as I have, and we have got some pretty awesome pieces here to take a look at. And turns out this is not just going to be a Ghostface video, this kind of turned out to be a Ghostface and a Buckethead video. I guess there's technically at least one good thing in here that doesn't really fit either of those, but let's go ahead and dive in. So I'm going to start off with the stuff that you guys have not already seen, of course. One thing we have here that was thrown in as a gift is this cool Grim Reaper resin statue. Pretty decent size, pretty nice solid piece, just really, really cool style. And I told them that if they had anything Scream or Ghostface, of course, to go through, let me know. I'd be interested in any of that kind of stuff. And she told me this was kind of a Scream Ghostface kind of piece, which from the back, I almost thought it was some like Ghostface statue that I hadn't seen, maybe a bootleg or something, but nope, just a really, really nice little Grim Reaper. But for free, greatly appreciate it. The next piece we have here is something that I eyed in one of the totes that was full of decorations. I didn't really go through everything. I took the lid off of some totes, kind of looked around at what was in there, but didn't really fully dig through everything because I didn't want to just go through and cherry pick out the best stuff and go, yeah, I'll take this, and the rest of this doesn't really mean much to me. I wanted the whole lot, but couldn't work out a deal for it, but this is another piece that was thrown in for free at the end of the deal. Here we have what I do believe is a Fun World or Easter Unlimited made piece, and he does look like a Ghostface. It's kind of like a little White Shroud Ghostface, but he's all, you know, shackled and chained up. I think I have seen one of these before in a Screaming Ghostface Collector's collection, and it did have a tag on it. This one does not. There is a manufacturer's tag on the inside. At the bottom, it says it was made in China, and it has April to June 2010 manufacturer's date, so I don't know if other companies are doing that, but the font, everything about this, the place it was made, tells me that this was likely a Fun World item, and I mean, look at the face. That's clearly supposed to be Ghostface. So another cool little hanging decoration added to the collection. And that was pretty much it for the free throw-ins. Everything else here is stuff that I purchased. But let's go ahead and take a look at the two Buckethead related items next. Here's a fella that I passed up on getting for many, many years. And it's not that they're super rare, they're still made, they're still in production. Here we have a Spirit Halloween Poseable dummy prop. Many of you may recognize the fact that Buckethead used this on stage for just many, many different things. He's had him wearing a Buckethead-like outfit, he's had him wearing the Jigsaw skin face mask, all sorts of different stuff. So I've always wanted to have one of these, you know, for the Buckethead collection, but I guess also just to dress up in fun ways and do whatever I want with him. Because, like, this is one of the things I had in mind for, like, the Scream 2 theater robe, like, to kind of put him on one of these style mannequins. I have not taken him out and taken a look. I did not do that there, but, I mean, yeah, there he is. He's a big old stitched together stuffed dummy boy. I don't know how I'm going to display him, or even if I will display him. I probably will, but I'm kind of running out of space. So I don't know if I'll just keep him in the box or what, but for now, he is going back in the box. The next item here is something I absolutely did not anticipate picking up, and I guess I wasn't even really paying attention to the fact that they had this kind of stuff in the listing, but there actually were a few vintage movie posters. The guy's dad apparently owned a theater in the area, and he inherited a ton of vintage posters. But a majority of what he kept, of course, was the horror stuff, not so much the other stuff, at least that I saw. He had some pretty cool ones, original Hellraiser prints, Children of the Corn, Evil Dead 2, Frightmare, just so much different cool stuff. But one in particular, one caught my eye and I had to have it. The guy had a lot of cool stuff and some really, really cool posters. Unfortunately, the poster frames he had were all kind of in disrepair. This one is no exception. It doesn't even really hold a poster, but it was given to me just to help transport this thing back a little bit safer. So I greatly appreciate that. As for what the poster is of, well, it's exactly what you think it is. Here we have an original one sheet from fucking Pieces. Pieces. You guys know that I love Pieces. You know Buckethead loves Pieces. It's such a fun family film. You just gotta love these old graphics too. They really don't make posters like this anymore. You don't have to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre. Absolutely no one under 17 permitted to this performance. Sorry, admitted to this performance. I mean, look at it, guys. Such a cool fucking poster, so striking, from such an iconic film, and it fits in with the Buckethead collection. I could not pass this thing up. Don't get me wrong, the other posters that he had were really awesome too, but I mean, come on. Out of all those that I listed, more common names, more easily to find a poster of those than it is of Pieces. And now we get into the good stuff, the animatronics. You guys already know about one of them. You probably already know about the second one, because I'm guessing you might be able to see it in the background when I was filming the vlog, but let's go ahead and take a look anyway. Alright guys, here we have the other animatronic that I picked up. The original Drown Boy, the 09 remake Jason Voorhees animatronic. Had to pick him up. Jason's one of my favorites out of all the different animatronics that they've made. Michael, Ghostface, Pinhead, any of them. I feel like Jason's just the coolest. And I don't know. I've always really wanted one. Not this particular one. I've always been more partial to the zombie Freddy vs. Jason style one. I remember going into the Ultimate Party that I've been in for videos for this channel. I used to go in that one, and right at the front door they had a zombie Jason, and I thought the animatronic was like the coolest thing ever. I always wanted one of those as a kid, and of course that was never going to happen. A couple of months ago I almost got lucky and scored one of the Freddy vs. Jason ones locally, much closer, but that didn't work out. And now, here we have the 09 remake. First up, we're going to take a look at the Machete. This is something that I also always kind of wanted as a kid out of the entire outfit. I always thought it was really cool that they had machetes that were kind of actually shaped like machetes made out of plastic that you could get, but you couldn't find those like licensed products. I always felt that all of the Jason machetes that were licensed never really looked like real machetes or even accurate to Jason's. It really wasn't until Easter Unlimited or Fun World started putting out their more recent Latin machete replicas that we actually got to have those, but this is pretty much as good as it got in the early days. It's a pretty decent, thick plastic machete. Judging by the shape of the blade and everything, how it's got this little curve in here, I do think this is the same mold as the Versus Jason. It's obviously painted very different though. I think that one is more of just like a darker gray, obviously silver edge, completely blood splattered, whereas this one doesn't have any blood on it at all. Also, the handle is more of like a wood grain texture, which is actually pretty well done. Now I have to talk about the one downside to this guy, and I didn't even notice it when I purchased him. I didn't notice it whenever I got him home. Honestly, Jennifer was the first person to notice it. She walked up and had to just check him out, and grabbed his hand here, because it's looking a little odd. He's a little limp-wristed Jason, but we ain't judging. I don't mean that as a bad thing. He's just limp-wristing it out here. Yeah, unfortunately, I did notice after the fact that his hand is completely broken, and it was broken prior to me getting it because he's just wrapped and wrapped and wrapped and wrapped in plastic wrap, which has done nothing to help him. So that sucks to see that he is damaged and that I did not know about it. The good thing is, I think I might be able to repair it. Obviously, his hands are hidden by gloves, so even if it was external repairs, it wouldn't be noticeable, but I think with it being plastic that it can probably be repaired, and that should be able to be fixed, no issue whatsoever. As far as his outfit, I mean, it's not really accurate to any specific Jason. If anything, it looks really, really close to the remake, which of course is the style it's supposed to be. He's got a couple layers of t-shirts here, shredded up and lightly distressed, make him look all nasty. He's got a v-neck on there. How about that? Gloves don't really match, which I mean, this Jason wasn't even wearing gloves. The hockey mask, shape-wise, is pretty similar. I think this is the same mold they use for the Freddy Versus as well. But then let's take a look at his face. That is cool. The flesh tones are not bad. The hair placement on the top of the head maybe is off. Should have been more on the sides of the head, but sculpt-wise, pretty much on point. They really did a good job with the paint job. I'm quite surprised. His eye looks like it's part of the animatronic, so that probably moves. The hockey mask here, paint-wise, not looking too hot. And very strange that it has a 5-point connection system with an O-ring here in the back. These bottom 2 straps are completely unnecessary for movie accuracy, but maybe it helps Jason keep his mask on a little bit easier. Really, really excited to have this Jason. Unfortunately, he may not be staying with me long. I picked this up more so on behalf of my friend River Lev. River has been looking for one of these ever since he was a kid. This specific version, the remake version. He even has a box to one of these that he's been holding on to for years and years, hoping to find the animatronic, but no one willing to sell them. Well, I just so happened to get lucky in this circumstance, and I'm probably going to let River get this one. I really want to keep him, and I mean, if River doesn't get him, I am totally a-okay with this dude living with me, but just trying to help out a friend, and thought, you know what, I got an animatronic, help him out with an animatronic, everybody's happy. But all that blabbering aside, you guys want to see these things work, and we will run through that. I'm not going to have Jason holding his machete, even though I think he can, kind of loosely. I don't want to risk him dropping it and possibly breaking it on something. I don't know. You get the point. He's supposed to be holding the machete. Instead, you got Jason just creeping at you. I don't know. That dismemberment sound effect was on point. Okay, pretty cool. He is, you know, well synced up with the swinging and the sound of, you know, the, and, you know, all that, but there was like a weird, almost sounded like chewing or like meat, something being consumed sound in there. It was a little bit out of place, and the almost like weird demon scream sound effect there at the end of that was a bit odd, but I'll try him again to see if he has any different modes. I don't really know what he could do differently aside from maybe playing a little bit different score and looking around a little bit different, swinging around a little bit different. Okay, so he pretty much made the same exact sound that time too, so I'm guessing he just has the one effect. He looks a little stiff, so I think he's supposed to like swivel side to side a little bit more. And there's like one motion where he just like barely moves it. I'm sure he's probably supposed to move a little bit more. So he might, you know, need a little bit of cleaning up. I know that obviously animatronics require maintenance for them to run smoothly. For him to be working and in as good of condition as he is otherwise, than maybe him getting knocked over and have broken the hand, still really, really nice. I'm still really happy, and I think River's still going to be really happy about it too. Now I got to tote this big bastard out of here and go get Ghostface. Alright guys, and here we are with the creme de la creme, the whole reason you're probably watching this video, and the whole reason I even made this trip. The Gemmy life-size animatronic Ghostface. As far as I know, these were produced in 2011 originally and released in 2011, however they didn't really do well that first year. Of course, being released alongside Michael, Jason, all these other characters, those are much more iconic characters than Ghostface. He's just now really reaching that infamy, and I mean, just cooler in display, because I mean, theoretically, if you didn't just want a working animatronic but wanted Ghostface to be displayed, you could just buy a $20 Ghostface costume from Fun World, and that's pretty much all this is, but on an animatronic body. There are a few differences, but yeah, these didn't do too well in 2011, and in 2012 I believe they re-released the remaining product at a discounted price, and I think they went ahead and sold out that year. But overall, just because it was the least well-loved, I guess, amongst all the different slashers they put out, they just didn't really try to bring him back. They never really tried to reissue this. This is the first one I've seen pop up for sale in a long time. And also, the fact that he was local was a huge plus, because of course these things are massive, heavy pieces that are made of fragile plastic and electronics that can get damaged during shipping. So ordering something like this online would have been something I really didn't want to do in the future. Now, as far as details about this animatronic, let's start with his weapon just like we did with Jason's. The knife he's holding is the worst version of the Ghostface knife that Fun World ever produced. this weird hook. I don't know what you'd even call it, knife. It's not really close to a buck. It's just an interpretive Ghostface knife. This one in particular I thought was unique in the way that it had blood splatter on it, but after looking at it in person, it's literally just a piece of tape with blood printed on it, and they just wrapped it on the handle, I guess. So, points for creativity. The gloves look to be just standard costume gloves. The costume itself, as far as I can tell, is just a standard quality Ghostface costume. The only real difference in it is the fact that the sides of the hood here do have Velcro stitched into them. It's noticeable from the outside. It's noticeable obviously because it's stuck to the mask, and we can talk about the mask now. The mask itself, just like the Gemmy Light Up, which we did a video on back in October going to pick that up, also comes equipped with the Ultra White, which was making its debut in 2011. So they thought a lot of that mask at that point in time, and now we look back on it with dismay, but still really, really cool to see it utilized in this way. And it's kind of unique because the bib on this one does also have Velcro, of course, that connects to the hood. But other than that, it's pretty much just a standard mask, standard Fun World quality robe. And yeah, he's wearing some nice black dress boots. So each one of these does have their own sculpted set of boots. It's not just universal for each one of them. One of the main issues that they run into with these is right here, these areas that have motion, and right across the chest area. Typically it will wear through the fabric in the robes just because they're thin polyester and getting rubbed back and forth across jagged plastic underneath or whatever it may be rubbing against. It easily causes those to tear. So that's the #1 issue I've seen with these, and due to this, or just even due to people wanting to customize them, I have seen many fans take off the robe, take this knife out of the hand, and take that mask off and fully replace it with whatever you want. I've seen it with EUs and 25th anniversary sparkle robes. I've even seen some people put Gen 1s, accurate Buck 120s, and fully accurate robes on these before, so they can be used for a lot of different stuff. If I wanted to upgrade it, I really could. I'll probably end up leaving this one stock. I mean, in this room, we've got movie accurate costumes represented and movie used costumes, so having something that is the original Fun World style represented just makes sense. Plus, of course, it's leaving it more in the original condition that I obtained it in. As far as damage, his robe, unfortunately, kind of right below his groin area, it's got a white stain running horizontally all the way across. It looks like maybe it leaned up against something, or I don't really know. It feels kind of rigid. Maybe I could wash it, maybe not. I haven't tried to clean it or do anything. Of course, this is me just now getting these home. So it's minor. I'll probably just leave it as is for the sake of it being original. And the only other thing negative about this guy, besides the fact that he didn't have the original box, is they could not find the phone. They said that they do have the phone, they just could not find it. So when they do find it, they'll have it sent my way, but I'm still happy to have him. He's still here, fully complete. Even if it wasn't working, I'd probably still be happy. But guess what, guys? He works.
What's your favorite scary movie? Hello, Sydney. You hang up on me and I'll cut through your neck until I feel bone. Hello, Sydney. Friends count, but it's the family ties that cut deep. Who is this? This is the last person you're ever gonna see alive.
So fucking badass. It seems like for the most part he just has the same ching and swing over, swing back motion, but he has so many different sayings.
Welcome home, Sydney. You're a survivor, aren't you, Sydney? What good's it to be a survivor if everyone close to you is dead? You can't save them. All you can do is watch.
So fucking cool. So fucking cool. Not just because it's a fully animated life-size Ghostface, but also the added Roger Jackson voice lines, and they are just straight up his voice lines. It doesn't have any of the cinematic music or any of those overlays from the film. They're just his audio. That's so fucking cool. And it sounds so creepy and eerie to hear it in person. Let's see if he has another one for us.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Nope, back to the full end of the cycle. So there you have it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This has been incredible. We got some really awesome scores, and to be honest, guys, in the past week I have just had an avalanche of great things come my way collection wise. You guys have already seen some of it, and you'll be seeing some more of it very soon. It's been a little bit overwhelming, but we've definitely knocked out a few very, very key pieces for the collection, so I'm super excited to get those in and show you guys in the near future. I don't think I'm going to do any like close-ups and stuff like that of these. I think they're pretty well shown here. I mean, you don't want to see their feet. You've already seen the range of motion. There's really not too much to see up close, so with that being said, I think that about does it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed it, love you all, and see you next time.